Good day, everybody. I hope that you are well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 5 English lesson on author's purpose and tone. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject. We said English language arts. We're going to select the subject of English language arts. Grade 5 to 8. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of authors, purpose, and tone. All right. So our chapter is author's purpose and tone. Author's purpose and tone. Our subject is English language arts. We're doing grade 5 to 8. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of author's purpose and tone. And that is to identify the purpose of texts and which sentence is more formal. So that is going to be our lessons for today under our chapter of purpose and tone. All right. So when it comes to purpose and tone, right? Especially the author's purpose and tone. Firstly, an author is it's like a writer, somebody who, let's say, writes books, who writes articles. You can even say that it's an author, right? And whenever authors, right, when they write either books or texts or articles or something, there's a specific tone that we need to, it's almost like, it's like they would say, read between the lines in order to see what or how the author is trying to say when he's basically saying something. So authors, right, like we said, they write texts, they write books, right? And when they write texts or they write books, they basically write these texts and they write these books for different purposes or they write it for different reasons, right? These are authors. If you decide that you also want to write a book or you want to write a book of poems or you want to write articles, right? Then you will one day say like, oh, I did this because of So which means that there's going to be a specific purpose and there's going to be a reason why you have decided to write texts or to write books. And that is how it is with authors. So authors, they write texts for different purposes as well as reasons or for reasons. The common purposes for writing, right? It is to persuade readers. It is also to inform readers or to entertain us as the readers. That is basically the purpose of writing these texts or the reasons for writing these texts. Once again, we'll say that authors, they write texts and they write their texts for different purposes and reasons, or different purposes or reasons, right? And the common purpose for writing, it is to persuade, to inform, or to entertain the readers. That is reasons why authors write different texts. So, an author, right? We must have said that they write to persuade, they write to inform, and they write to entertain. That is why you have different genres of books also, because that will serve the common purposes. So, when authors persuade, right? So, authors they persuade by convincing readers to believe or to do something. And they make it so believable, right? Based on the wording that they use, the tones that they use, right? That we end up believing everything. Think of the whole Harry Potter collection. You end up believing that, this is really what's happening. And then we have an advertisement, right? Then we also have advertisements, or like some people would say advertisements, right? And advertisements, it tries to convince readers to buy a product. This is still part of the persuading, trying to persuade the readers to do something or trying to persuade the readers to believe something. In this case, an advertisement again, it tries to convince readers to buy a specific product. So when they advertise a specific product, they will make it seem, it's almost like they will sell that item so well that you'd want to buy that item. And that is part of persuading. It's like persuading us as readers to buy the specific item. And that is what authors do. All right. Another one is what authors also do, right? Depending on the specific text or the text type that you are writing. That is true. Exactly like a product from Sephora. It's like people make it seem so nice, so bougie that you believe whatever they say and you are now terrorizing your parent to go and buy it. That is correct. It's the same like what is that cups that everybody's now buying that is so expensive. So that is also where they are convincing readers to buy this cup. I don't know what is the name of that cup that you can drink your juice, water, or whatever out of. That is also something that they have been advertising. It's a product that they advertise, and they are convincing us as readers to buy that specific product. They make it seem so nice, so they make it so juicy that they're convincing us that this product is way better than all that other cups, all the other juice bottles. So we need to buy this. They want to make you buy it. Exactly. And that is why we call it, they are persuading you, they are also convincing you. That is what it's true. But that is what, the emphasis that is being put on there so that we can go to the shop and we buy it. And that is why I was saying, and we are forcing our parents to go and buy it because of how the product was advertised. Exactly. They try and make it seem perfect, and they try to make it seem that this cup is better than the other cup, or this product is better than the other product. So well done. Yes, that is totally correct. Yes. So well done. Then we also have political posters, right? Political posters you'll usually find on the walls, or you'll find it on the poles, light poles, usually when it's close to the election time. And then when the political posters are also on, then all these politicians, they try to convince the readers or the voters to vote for someone. They are not going to tell you why they think their specific political party is way better. What are they going to be doing for the people, and why you should vote for them? Why you should vote for that political party. All right. So that is political posters. They convince readers to vote for someone. Exactly. They convince you to vote for them. They now say, this is why you need to vote me. I am going to do this for the people, that for the people. We're going to bring change. So everybody comes up with their little line as to why, or reasons as to why you need to, for example, vote for that specific political party, or why you need to vote for that person, right? Then also authors, right? Remember we first said that they persuade, but now they also inform. So authors, they inform by telling readers about a topic or process. So authors, they inform by telling readers about topics or processes. So this is a specific topic that we will be talking about. This is the process of how we're going to be doing something. That is also what authors are trying to inform you about. Exactly. It's a trying to tell you about the topic or a process of something. I wouldn't necessarily say trying to win something like money, right? But when it comes to, okay, we can maybe say if we're talking about the process. But remember, when it comes, especially when it comes to the topic of money, I feel like if I were to tell you how to make money, then I feel like I would first want to make all of that money before I tell you how to make the money. But that is also a good is that no statement or a good response. So well done. So that is what also the processes mean. It's like trying to tell you or inform you on how to do something. And then we have news articles, like your newspapers, like your like the show that comes on the news, or the news basically that comes on the TV. So now our news articles, it explains something that happened. So we have news articles, right? And these news articles explain something that happened. Remember, in the news, they tell you about things that is happening now, not just in your city, not just in your state, but all over the world. So newspaper articles or news articles, it explains something that happened. Exactly. They're getting you to love their food for money. That's good. So well done. I like how you already know how to um or you know how to read between what the authors want. So well done. So we said a newspaper article explains something that happened, and it can be in your city, it can be in your state, or it can be, anywhere in the world, right? They explain to us something that happened. They talk about traffic, and they talk about how hectic traffic is on the road. I think where did they say, in Georgia or something like that, they were showing the flooding that is taking place. So they are basically telling us or informing us about things that is happening in different states. And then we also have recipes. Remember, you get different types of authors. You get authors who like maybe just write news articles. All right. So, like I say, you have different authors that basically writes different types of books, right? And that is why we mentioned earlier on about genres of books. Some writes about news, some writes about poems, some writes about different types of articles. They even call it the gossip section, the fashion section, right? So there's different authors that focuses specifically on something. And then we also have a recipe book, right? And a recipe describes how to cook a dish. So, which means that if you're an author and you, for example, have a recipe book, then it means that you are then, you're going to convince people, maybe by having a channel, a vlog, or something, you're going to convince people to make your dishes that you specifically maybe make, or explore different, for example, dishes from different cultures, different states, different countries. And then that is when everything is being put in there. Yes, exactly. Almost there. Soon, just give us this three, and then we're going to our test. Authors also they entertain, right, by giving readers something to enjoy, right? They give you something to enjoy. Sometimes you'll sit and read something and you'll just end up laughing, right? Because of how entertaining the specific text is. And then a joke, it tries to make the readers laugh, and a poem tries to please the readers. Because now with jokes, yes, we laugh, and then when it comes to poem, depending on how or what the type of poem is, right, this poem is going to please me. So it's like, oh, this is so good for the soul. It speaks. That is what the poem does, right? That is so true. Maybe they have secret recipes and now they want to share that with you. Maybe it's also the same thing as to how to make chicken, for example. But now it's like you say, they're adding that extra recipe to give you, a different way in which you can make that chicken, or different way in which you can cook something. So well done. All right, so now let's go to aplusstudents.ca, and we're going to identify the purpose of a text. Right? So now we're going to our test, right, where we are going to identify the purpose of a text. So we already went over all the different ways in which authors, for example, write texts, and we said that they write texts for different purposes or different reasons. And common purposes for writing text, it is to persuade the readers, to inform the readers, or to even entertain the readers. And in order for them to entertain you is by, for example, jokes, right? Or sometimes poems, something that you enjoy. Information is like your magazines, your newspapers, right? And your persuading is like your advertisements and posters. All right, so now we're going to the test where we need to identify the purpose of a text. All right, so we need to identify the purpose of a text. It says, read the text below. So we're going to read the text below, and then we're going to say if the reader is either trying to persuade, to inform, or to entertain, right? It says, during hot summer days, protect your skin from the sun. Remember to wear sunscreen, long sleeves, and a hat. Everyday choices make a difference. So now, if we look at at that text, right? Is the reader trying to persuade us? Is he trying to inform us? Or is he trying to persuade us, inform us, or to entertain us? Option one, option two, or option three. All right. And if we were to choose the correct option, right, to show basically if the author is trying to persuade, to inform, or to entertain us, right? And then we can say, but that information, the reader is trying to persuade us, right? So it's option one. So he's trying to persuade us to wear our sunscreen. I'm sure thereafter he's going to come up with a type of sunscreen that we must use. So option one is correct. The next one says to make a peach smoothie, first cut up some peaches, then put the peaches, ice, and milk into a blender. Cover the blender and blend until smooth. What is the text's most likely purpose? Is that to persuade readers to do something, to inform readers to do something, or to entertain readers? What is the purpose of that text? Is it to persuade readers, to inform readers, or to entertain readers? So it says to make a peach smoothie, first cut up some peaches, then put the peaches, ice, and milk into a blender, cover the blender, and blend until smooth. What is the purpose of that text? Is it to persuade us? Is it to inform us? Or is it to entertain us? Which one is correct? And in order for us to see what the purpose is, then yes, we can say, because if they're telling you that this is what you need to do, right, in order to make a nice smoothie, they are informing us. So well done. Option two is correct. It is to inform us. So well done. Then the next one says To treat a bee sting, first remove the stinger. Next, wash the area and then apply ice. So, to treat a bee sting, first remove the stinger. Next, wash the area and then apply ice. We need to say, what is the Texas most likely purpose? Is it to persuade? Option one. Is it to inform? Option two. Or to entertain? Option three. Which one? What is the purpose? So is the reader trying to persuade us? And if we were to identify the purpose of this text, all right, this text, it is to inform us what to do when a bee stings you. So well done. Option two. The next one says, while I'm gone, the cat needs to be fed and given fresh water each morning. The plant should only be watered on Saturday. All right. So here they're saying, while I'm gone, the cat needs to be fed. Is that not to persuade, to perform, or to inform, or to entertain? All right. And yes, option two is correct because now they're telling you you must do this, that, and the other. They are informing you that you need to do something. So well done. They're informing you on what to do. So well done. The next one says instructions for guests. Hang your jacket in the closet. Place your shoes on the rack. Put your gloves and hats in the basket on the shelf. So is that to persuade, to inform, or to entertain? All right. And if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, we will choose option two. Because they're informing you step by step as to what you need to do when you enter, for example, their place. So they're informing you. Well done. All right. So we can say this is to inform. Oh no, this is the next one. Sorry. There's a reason fish live in salt water. People makes them people make people pepper sorry pepper makes them sneeze. So there's a reason fish live in salt water. Pepper makes them sneeze. So is this to persuade readers, to inform readers, or to entertain readers? And if we were to choose the correct option, we will say them saying, for example, that there's a reason fish live in salt water because pepper makes them sneeze. That is to entertain the readers. All right. And then if we were to choose the correct option, then we go to the we're going to the next one. It says place one foot on the ground in the direction of the goal, then use the top of your other foot to kick the ball. What is the purpose? So is that to persuade readers, to inform readers, or to entertain readers? And if we were to choose the purpose, then we can say it is to inform readers on what to do. So inform is correct. Well done. Yes, well done to inform. All right, the light flickered and went out, meaning it went off. It was so dark that Janelle couldn't see her hand in front of her face. So the light flickered and went out. It was so dark that Janelle couldn't see her hand in front of her face. Hello, she called out. Is that to persuade, to inform? All right. And we can say This is to entertain because it says the light flickered and went out. It was so dark, Janelle couldn't even see her hand in front of her face. So it's almost like calling out to the ghost. So, hello, she called out. So that is to entertain. All right, let's do the last one. It says different families have different ideas about manners. In some families, it is important to be excused before leaving the dinner table. In other families, people can come and go from the table as they please. So now, if you read that text, is that text to persuade? So we need to say, is it persuade us, to inform us, or to entertain us? And if we were to choose the correct option, then we can say it is to inform. All right. Is it Elizabeth? Is very rude. I'm going to report Elizabeth when on my next thingy because you are very rude. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on author's purpose and tone. In our next lesson, we are going to go over author's purpose and tone again, and we're going to focus on which sentence is more formal. But for now, this is the end of our lesson. We spoke about author's purpose and tone, and the purpose of and the tone of the author is to persuade us, it is to inform us, as well as to entertain us. There's different ways in which they can entertain us through comedy, through funny books, stories, inform us through cooking books, newspapers, magazines, as well as to persuade us by through means of advertisements. All right, so thank you very much, grade fives, for joining the class. Thank you for interacting, and I really hope you're going to have a good weekend further. So, till next time, goodbye. All right, so this is the end of the lessons. Goodbye. See you guys on Monday.